When you think of anime, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Sweaty people at a convention, someone trying to convince you to watch One Piece, anime girls, anime boobs, and more than likely someone you know is already a weeb with anime tattoos, anime stickers on their car, an abundance of anime shirts, and is always very passionate about the anime they talk about and somehow always leads into Dragon Ball and maybe wears glasses. Was that oddly specific? Yo, it's your generic weeb, aka the biggest Piccolo fan, local DBZ encyclopedia, Savi. I have always been fascinated by Dragon Ball. I was indeed one of those kids that spiked their hair and screamed in hopes a Kamehameha would come out. I have been consuming Dragon Ball media since elementary school and still get my dose of it here and there. You could catch me watching Dragon Ball AMVs or anime music videos that were just edited clips from the show that went along with Linkin Park songs. Weirdly enough, I see AMVs making a comeback on Twitter and TikTok, so I guess some things never truly die. You could catch me googling Super Saiyan 5, Gohan and Goku fusions, is Broly still alive, power levels, many fan theories, and quickly searching Bulma boos, but only to get super scared and delete all the search history in hopes no one will ever find out. Some of my fondest memories are watching Dragon Ball with my siblings during winter and summer breaks and just consuming as much as we can before school started again. Most recently, when Super was airing, every Sunday, just like church, my girl and I would watch the latest episodes. My friends and I getting super freaking faded before the Dragon Ball Super movie and praying to Beerus that I didn't piss my pants. The movie was just that good. But what is it about this franchise that entices me and so many other people? Go to Walmart, merch. Target, merch. Swammeets, merch. Clouds of Zoomies, Adidas shoes, cups, hats, posters. Anime used to be such a niche thing, but now it's everywhere. Everyone knows someone that likes Dragon Ball, or at least has some knowledge on it. But why? Is Dragon Ball even that great? It's just bulky, borderline, unrealistic looking men fighting each other, and I hear it's mid as fuck, and the fights take too long, and Goku always wins. You are right but wrong, random person that probably brings up can Goku beat Saitama though. If it wasn't obvious enough, today's topic is going to be Dragon Ball, but more importantly my own personal experience with the series and what it means to me. But before I get into all that, let's do a quick history lesson on the franchise. Surprisingly, Dragon Ball has a long, complex history. In a previous video I mentioned Dragon Ball, but it was using an example on how manga gets adapted into anime. I feel I did a very good job on that video and going to assume you know what a Goku is. After this video, you should definitely check out that other video. My only thing in that video I wanted to fix was how to watch Dragon Ball. I did say skip GT and Ball and basically said skip Super since it does expect you to know these characters already. What I was trying to get across was DBZ is what most people are looking to watch and maybe don't even realize everything else exists. You can honestly watch in any order. I do think Z or Kai is the best way to start. Hopefully that makes more sense. So I originally wrote this whole long thing about the series and explain the complexity of it and kind of do a deep dive, but honestly that's not the point of this video. To avoid sounding like a broken record, I'm going to sum up each of the series. Dragon Ball is the childhood era of Goku, boy with unbelievable strength that has a tail, heavy inspirations from Journey to the West, 7 Dragon Balls grant one wish, shenanigans and lighthearted at its core, but will show signs of seriousness. Dragon Ball Z is the adult era of Goku, 5 years after Ball. Gohan is born, transformations and power levels, more serious in tone, death is impactful but not permanent, more complex storylines, many villain transformation, everyone can fly. Dragon Ball GT is the grandfather era of Goku, taking place 10 years after the main events of Z. Gohan's daughter Pan is 10, Black Star Dragon Balls, poorly written villains, Super Saiyan 4, the furthest in the Dragon Ball timeline, end of Goku's story. Important thing to note here, after Dragon Ball GT ended in 1997, that's right, I was like maybe 2 years old when the series ended, we did not get any new Dragon Ball for 18 years. Yeah, we got some specials in video games and stuff, but no new manga or anime. 18 years later in 2015, Dragon Ball Super is the revival era of Goku, taking place 6 months after the defeat of the last villain in Z, rebirth of the series, Power Ranger hair, universes, Goku Black, and literal gods and angels. Wait, so you're telling me that Super takes place between Z and GT? How does that make sense? Yes, you are right. It doesn't make any sense. That's why I wanted to sum up the series to its core, since it can get really complicated in times, and let's just avoid that. Oh, there's like plenty of other things I could have mentioned, but there's many videos that deep dive into the series way better than I could, so I'll put some links in the descriptions if you want to learn more. I just wanted to get a rough timeline for everyone so we're kind of on the same page when I refer back to these things, so let's get into the important thing. How did I get into the series? Dragon Ball did not come to the States until the late 90s to early 2000s, so it had already concluded overseas. It's not like nowadays where we get anime episodes the day after they air in Japan. So like many people, I was exposed to the show by the program Toonami that aired on Cartoon Network. Besides Dragon Ball, Toonami showed Bubble Bubble, Bubble Bobo, Naruto, Zatsuel, Inuyasha, Sailor Moon, and countless others. The original run of Toonami was so iconic that the bumpers in between show and ads are still playing in my head. These bumpers were so alluring and of the time and have you convinced whatever it was you had to watch. Or you're gonna miss out on the dopest shit. Let's take a quick second to watch one.
Earth's mightiest warriors. The galaxy's greatest evil. The fate of our planet. Every episode. You want to see how tough I am? Saturday at midnight. The greatest action cartoon ever made. Dragon Ball Z. Simple mathematics.
You should know better than to oppose me.
Only Toonami.
I can't tell you exactly where I started, as I mentioned somewhere around elementary school and sometime before the Frieza saga, so I was still pretty early on. I shared a bunk bed and can recall sitting on the hard wooden edge of the bottom bunk, being giddy with anticipation for the show. This was the Rock the Dragon opening of Dragon Ball. I don't know about you guys, but I miss getting unique English versions of opening like the Dragon Ball opening, the Yu-Gi-Oh opening, and the One Piece rap. Such a unique thing that doesn't really happen anymore. Not surprising, one thing I remember vividly was Goku going Super Saiyan. Watching this as a kid was like getting out of the Matrix and becoming self-aware for the first time. Goku absolutely just throwing these motherfucking hands and fighting for his homies was the coolest shit I've ever seen. It genuinely felt otherworldly. From then on, I would go to Channel 99. Do you guys remember Channel 99? To see when DBZ was airing, or hope it was on the same time. I was hooked. From Z to GT, and whatever reruns happened, I'd watch on Toonami. I wouldn't watch Ball and most of the movies until after the Toonami run. My brother and I would constantly think of new form ideas, fusion ideas like Boo, Frieza, and Cell fusing into one unstoppable villain. Gohan Super Saiyan 4, trying to figure out where in the DBZ timeline do the movies take place. Was Broly the reincarnation of the legendary Super Saiyan? I'd practice my hand motions for creating a Kamehameha daily, and maybe if I screamed hard enough and long enough, would I turn into a Super Saiyan? Our imaginations would run wild. It was such an innocent and carefree time to be a Dragon Ball fan. Around this time, DB merch was rare, but I could only find bootleg toys and clothes from the swap meet. I never owned anything growing up, but I for sure as hell make up for that now. I got DB merch for fucking days, and have accumulated so much knowledge around the series that I've become a fun fact machine, but nowhere near close to an expert. If I had to take a test on the series, I'd probably choke. Dragon Ball became my childhood in the same way Transformers or TMNT was for others. It's become very nostalgic and welcoming to me. But why? Dragon Ball is just not some show I used to watch as a kid. It's something that's left a deep impact on me. Dragon Ball and the cast left a very deep impression on me, so I'm going to pull two examples on how powerful and impactful the series can be. Warning, there will be spoilers for the series, so sorry not sorry. Who would you say that Goku's best friend is? Did Vegeta come to mind? That's usually who he's paired with nowadays. Vegeta's more of a friendly rival, like the second BFF, but not the main BFF. In reality, it's Krillin. Yeah, Krillin's not been able to keep up with Goku strength-wise, but Krillin has been there alongside Goku since the beginning and does his best when he can. Two major series-changing events involve Krillin. Ball, the childhood era of Goku, is pretty lighthearted, goofy, and nothing too serious. I mean, come on, there's a rabbit named Monster Carrot who turns people into carrots. Pretty lighthearted if you ask me. During the 22nd World Martial Arts Tournament, where Goku loses to Tien in the finals, Goku, exhausted from the big fight, realizes Krillin is taking too long to return from the tournament grounds. Goku heads over to check on Krillin, but instead finds Krillin's lifeless body just lying on the floor. Utterly devastated and heartbroken that the same friend who trained alongside him under Master Roshi, the same friend who's proven capable of combat in the same tournament, that same friend is now gone.
待て悟空待てというに命令じゃぞ
The killer took a Dragon Ball and served as the main clue on the whereabouts. Goku, filled with such blinding rage, takes the Dragon Radar and seeks to track down the killer and get revenge for his best friend. This was the first prevalent death in the Dragon Ball series, showing that this lighthearted comedy show made for kids can take a more serious tone. The trope of wishing people back to life and death not mattering in the series had not happened yet. This event showcased that death can eventually happen for these characters, and these villains are starting to become more threats. Goku was portrayed as a very happy, very carefree boy with a tail, but the first time, he wasn't, showing different emotions and to me feeling more human. Goku wasn't just some kid with a tail, but a human being with emotions that can be very hard to understand and express, especially when processing death. For the first time, he felt like you and I. Yeah, it's still Dragon Ball and the power of magic MacGuffins in the shape of balls. Krillin does come back to life and things return to normal for everyone. But it was a tonal shift that would have bigger effects later on in the series. Now, DBZ, it's a little different. The trope of characters dying and coming back to life starts here. Let me set the scene really quick for Z. Gohan, Krillin, and Bulma are on a planet called Planet Namek looking for that planet's Dragon Balls to wish part of the cast back to life. Vegeta is also here, but more importantly, the racist space tyrant that is Frieza and his goons. After a bunch of back and forth between the heroes and the villains, Frieza's goons are unable to stop our heroes. The top dog himself says, "Put me in, coach," but he is the coach. Frieza enters the fight and no one stands a chance. Picture this. Here's the Titanic, a huge ship. Let's ignore the sinking part. The Titanic is our cast. Krillin, Gohan, Vegeta, Piccolo. Big ass ship, right? Now, here's a modern day cruise ship. That's Frieza. That's the massive difference in power. The Frieza saga introduces transformations, with Frieza's transformations being the most crazy. In base form, like little Frieza, Vegeta is able to keep up, but after revealing that Frieza destroyed and killed his entire race of people because racism, Frieza says fuck it, here's my second form, changes his look and his strength, shuts down Vegeta, proceeds to body the fuck out of Krillin and impale him with his horns. Then, my favorite character, Piccolo, steps in to stop this bitch, keeps up with his second form. Piccolo then says, I'm warmed up, takes off his weighted armor, and ready to end this shit right now. But then Frieza transforms again, goes into his third form, literally just to show off at how strong he is. A terror greater than hell, he then proceeds to go into his final form, his most recognizable form, the iconic pose. It's menacing, strong, and threatening. Game, set, match. Everyone is no match for this form. Frieza's just completely out of their league. It's hopeless. Right before Frieza kills Vegeta, Goku shows up. Goku surprisingly is able to keep up with this form that no one else was able to. Everyone is shooketh. Frieza sends a death beam through Vegeta's heart, and right before he dies, Vegeta tells Goku that Frieza caused the genocide of their people and begs Goku to take revenge on behalf of all the Saiyans.
Boy, that's true, but not because it collided with a giant meteor. It was Frieza. Frieza did it. After we Saiyans served him faithfully and blindly followed his every last order, he betrayed us. He disposed of our race like common trash, wiped us from existence, so that now we are all that remain. They're all gone. Your parents, my father, the king. We Saiyans were growing in strength and numbers, and Frieza feared that soon a Super Saiyan would be born among us. It terrified him.
That old story again?
I didn't know. I'm begging you, please, beat him. For me, for the pride of our race, you must defeat him, please. He must die by a Saiyan's hand.
Now we get one of the longest fights in anime history. Goku and Frieza fight long enough that Goku, with no option, creates a spirit bomb, an attack that uses energy from all chosen surrounding life forms, hitting Frieza with all its might, ending the fight once and for all. The game can finally rest. Yeah, Dragon Ball is long, it does have its flaw, but man, this shit was sick as fuck. What a fucking saga. Hype there, and what the fuck is that?
What the fuck?
Krillin notices Frieza emerging from the water. Frieza mortally wounds Piccolo and begins to use his telekinetic power to lift Krillin into the air. Krillin pleads for Goku to save him. Frieza then detonates Krillin like a bomb. killing him. The same friend that had survived this long, the same friend he promised this never would happen again, the same friend that he grew up with, his best friend is gone again. Now being the only person to take revenge for the killing of his people, fulfilling Vegeta's dying wish, and now for the loss of his friend. Goku's pushed over the fucking edge. An explosive rage we haven't seen since Ball when Krillin first died. All these emotions push Goku into a Super Saiyan for the first time. Despite being an alien now and doing things only anime characters can do, it really felt human. Goku's explosive rage that transformed into a Super Saiyan felt like something we all could do.
I am the warrior you've heard of in legends, pure of heart and awakened by fury. That's what I am. I am the Super Saiyan Son Goku!
These are two key examples that showcase that Dragon Ball isn't just about dudes fighting each other, but more than just that. It's very surface levels, but these characters just want to live their lives and protect people as much as they can. Most stories, if not all, have messages whether it's intentional or not. Dragon Ball is all about growth, that no matter how hard it gets for these characters, that they can push through it even when a space giant is standing in their way. It is possible to stop him. In Ball, Goku still being a kid doesn't handle Krillin's death very well. Runs straight into the problem, almost gets himself killed over it. He could have handled the situation a lot better, but being a kid doesn't know any better. But in Z, when Krillin dies again, all those years of training, dedicating yourself into something, was able to process those overwhelming emotions, especially those that come with losing a loved one, and in something that he was able to control and understand. There are plenty of other things throughout the series I could have used examples for. Gohan's story up to the Cell games, Vegeta or Piccolo's growth, future Trunks' sad story, mainly just the ending to GT, Super and Broly's tragic backstory, but I felt that this made the most sense. Man, if you hadn't noticed, I really do love Dragon Ball. The stories, the characters, some of the filler, the transformations, the growth, and now my shared love for it with friends and family. It was kind of hard to sum up all my ideas into one cohesive video. Maybe I'll come back to this idea and do like a long run-on video because there's so much more to talk about, even the stuff I fucking hate. Don't even get me started on video games. Budokai Tenkaichi 3 is a fucking classic. Dragon Ball FighterZ is top tier and I wish I was way better at fighting games. Tons of fan service and it's beautifully done. The recent game Kakarot looked dope, but it's mid. Xenoverse 2 was actually good, but probably because I didn't play the first one. Now, for the one I spent the most time with, Raging Blast 2, I 100% of the game, unlocked the what if characters Super Saiyan 3 Broly and Vegeta, playing as the new villain Hijack, and seeing the new movie The Plan to Eradicate the Super Saiyans that was exclusive to this game, and explains what the fuck a hijack is. I really enjoyed the combat in Raging Blast 2, the vanishing in that game felt so perfect to me. A decent amount of the music you've been hearing in this video has been from these games. It's not just me that loves Dragon Ball. When Super was airing, places like Mexico made the fight between Jiren and Goku like it was an actual fight night. I mean, just take a look at these posters they created for the event, and would play on big ass projectors for everyone to watch. Super even crashed sites like Crunchyroll because so many users were trying to watch these episodes. The last movie, Dragon Ball Super, Broly, grossed over $116 million worldwide, being in the 15th spot for the highest grossing Japanese animated films and the 44th highest grossing in traditional animation. Masako Nozawa, Goku's Japanese voice actress, and Sean Schimmel's Goku's English voice actors holding it down in this fucking role. And to all the voice actors giving so much life to these characters, it would not be the same without them. Dragon Ball has cemented its cultural significance and forever being household names. I always knew I could count on this show. Now as I write this script and I think about my time with the show, I remember so many things and memories I shared with siblings and friends and how much has changed since then that I want to go back and rewatch. It laid down the groundwork for so many other stories, but Dragon Ball's story isn't perfect. Some things don't make sense and there's flaws like power level, Zenkai boost, villain motivations, the entire Goku Black saga. But just like you and I, we have flaws and none of us are perfect, and that's okay. Hey, thanks for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. This was something very personal to me, and it was tough to get all my thoughts together without rambling. Dragon Ball is an amazing series, flaws and all. I'm not trying to convince you to watch, but to share my own personal experience with the series. I do still watch anime, but anime is so much more fast-paced nowadays that not all of them have long-lasting effects anymore. Does any piece of media have a long-lasting stretch anymore? Yes, one thing still does, but that's a topic for another day. Don't forget to hit that sub button and give me a like, and let me know what you think about Dragon Ball, whether you like it or hate it or had never seen it at all. This is Savi, and this has been The Vibes. Laters.